Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. I'm really excited about today's video because we're diving deep into something that could save your life. Motorcycle braking. Now I love the feeling of opening up the throttle on my bike just as much as you do, but knowing how to control that power and bring your bike to a safe stop is even more important. It's about more than just pulling the brake lever. It's about understanding how your bike behaves in different situations and having the skills to react accordingly. We're going to break it down into bite-sized chunks, covering back brake use, clutch control, and how to adapt to different weather conditions. So buckle up, because this is going to be a fun ride. Alright, let's start with the underdog of motorcycle braking, the back brake. A lot of riders are afraid to touch the back brake, thinking they'll lose control and skid out. And while that's definitely possible if you stomp on it like a drum pedal, using it correctly can actually make you a safer rider. The key is to think of your back brake as a stabilizer. When you're coming up to a stop, gently applying the back brake helps to keep your bike level and prevent that nose-diving feeling you can get from using only the front brake. It also helps to slow you down more quickly, which is crucial in emergency situations. Now, I'm not saying you should be dragging your back brake everywhere you go, but getting comfortable using it in conjunction with your front brake is a game changer. We'll talk more about coordinating the two later on. Now let's talk about the dance between your clutch and your brakes. These two have to work together seamlessly for smooth, controlled stops, especially when you're coming to a complete stop. See, when you pull in the clutch lever, you're essentially disconnecting the engine from the rear wheel. This is great for shifting gears, but it also means your engine braking is gone, which can be a problem if you're relying on it to help you slow down. The trick is to use both your clutch and your brakes gradually. As you're slowing down, start by gently applying both brakes. Then, as you get closer to needing to shift down, pull in the clutch lever slowly while simultaneously easing off the brakes a little. Once you've shifted down, smoothly release the clutch lever while gently applying the brakes again. It sounds like a lot to think about, but with practice, it'll become second nature. And trust me, once you've mastered this technique, you'll be amazed at how much smoother and more controlled your stops will be. Okay, we've talked about the basics of braking, but here's where things get really interesting. Weather conditions, rain, snow, ice. These can all turn your ride into a whole different beast, and your braking technique needs to change accordingly. The golden rule when riding in wet conditions is to increase your following distance and brake earlier and more gently than you would on a dry road. This is because your tires have less grip, so sudden braking can easily lead to a skid. And if you do start to skid, the key is to stay calm and not panic. Remember, the most important thing is to stay safe. If you're ever unsure about the road conditions, it's always best to err on the side of caution and slow down. You know, on Mythbusters, we were all about testing boundaries and pushing things to the limit, but when it comes to riding motorcycles in challenging weather, that's one risk I'd never take. Ignoring the impact of weather on your braking can have some seriously nasty consequences. Imagine this, you're riding on a wet road, feeling confident, and then suddenly you need to brake hard. You grab a handful of front brake, your front tire loses traction, and down you go. Or you're riding in the rain, not paying attention to the slick patch of oil on the road, and the next thing you know, you're on the pavement wondering what just happened. These scenarios might sound extreme, but they happen more often than you think, and the worst part is they're entirely preventable. Okay, I know this is serious stuff, but we need to talk about it. Failing to adjust your braking for different conditions or not understanding how to brake properly can lead to some really bad outcomes. We're not just talking about a few scrapes and bruises here, folks. Riding a motorcycle is inherently risky, and I'm not here to scare you off. In fact, I think the freedom and exhilaration of riding make those risks worth it, but it's about managing those risks responsibly. So please take the time to practice your braking skills in a controlled environment. Get a feel for how your bike behaves in different situations, and most importantly, always wear your safety gear. So there you have it, folks. We've covered a lot of ground today, from back brake basics to the importance of respecting weather conditions. And remember, like any skill worth mastering, motorcycle braking takes practice. Don't be afraid to get out there and hone those skills in a safe environment. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow riders, and be sure to subscribe for more motorcycle tips and tricks. Until next time, ride safe, ride smart, and I'll see you on the open road.